Quiz time. What is this candle pattern? If you've been watching the show for any period of time, you probably know this, or you should, because I love to identify these. I would summarize my use of candlesticks. There are literally, hundreds of different candle patterns probably that you would know. There's a handful that are very, very common that I would encourage you to know cold. And then there's a bunch of like a little less common, but still pretty meaningful. And then there's a bunch of other ones that honestly, like I don't use it enough to think that that's something I really need to be aware of. I've got a handful that have served me incredibly well because when I see them pop up, it almost jumps off the page at me. And I realize that there's some sort of shift going on. The XLY today is flashing a shooting star candle. That's where you're in an uptrend. You have the open and close near the lows. You have a long upper shadow, limited lower shadow. That suggests the next 1 to 3 bars are lower. That's after yesterday, which was a bearish engulfing pattern. Up day on Tuesday, down day on Thursday. So you have the bearish engulfing pattern. We have a shooting star candle today. These are all suggesting some short-term weakness. That's the XLY, consumer discretionary. Here's the XLP, also not great. All right, so here over the last couple of days, we've tested the 200 a day with a doji candle where the open and close around the same day. Last time we had doji candles down here when we tested the 50-day, and it's a reversal candle. So if you're in a downtrend, a doji implies an upside reversal. If you're in an uptrend, doji implies a downside reversal. And then today you have a shooting star candle. So both the consumer sectors kind of opened, trade higher, but closed near the lows. And that's not an ideal situation. That implies sentiment a little weaker during the trading day. So implies maybe a weaker tape going into the weekend.